Hey girl, hey, welcome to my channel. My name is mUvMarteekah, and if you do not already know who I am, shame on you, girl. Shame on you. I'm just joking. Today we're going to be going over the kiss method. It's something that I just came up with off the top of my head, and I'm sure somebody else came up with it too, but I just thought of it off the top of my head, and it was keep it simple, sis. Kiss. Keep it simple, sis. And what prompted it is that I went to a breakfast thing the other day, and I had someone that was watching my videos say to me, I tried following one of your videos, but it was just too professional for me. And I thought, oh, well, I don't want that. I want everyone to be able, the whole point of this platform is to translate makeup to the everyday woman, right? And so I decided to come up with Keep It Simple Sis, which is just a few steps, 10 or less, that you can do on a daily basis, or when you're going out to an event, or whatever it is, or when you're running around the house naked. It's totally up to you, where you can apply your makeup and you can look similar to this, which is what my daughter calls the 2.0 version of yourself. So it's not Instagram makeup, it's not over the top makeup, it is not full glam makeup. This is very simple steps that you can take to spruce it up some. So if you want to see how I created this look, stay tuned. So the first step in the Keep It Simple Sis program is to put on some primer. Of course, before that, you would have put on whatever moisturizer that suits your skin. And when it comes to primer, obviously, if you have oily skin, you're going to use something to combat oil. If you have dry skin, you're going to use something to combat dry skin. If you have combination skin, then you know the T-zone is usually the oiliest part, so you might use some sort of combination. But the first step is primer. Today, I matched up the Fenty Beauty Primer with the Matcha Glow Serum. I put them together, and I just smeared it all over my face. You're doing a rubbing motion. I can go a step further and put something on my T-zone, but this is for demonstration purposes. I'm not going to be going out to an event or anything like that after this. So, I'm just going to keep it very simple. So after that, you move on to foundation. You can color correct if you wish, but if you want to keep it down to the simplest form, you want to just go on to your foundation. The easiest foundation you can put on is a stick foundation. It is 1, 2, 3. You just slide it on. You rub it on with either your fingers or a brush or a beauty blender or a combination of all three. It's all up to you, but it's a quick 1, 2, 3, slap, 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 keep it moving situation. You don't have to worry about, am I pouring too much product? Am I not pouring enough product? I'm gonna have to go back in with some more product. Keep it simple, sis. Just get a stick foundation. And there's an abundance of stick foundation. There's the ColourPop that just came out, the no filter foundation, $10. You can use the Makeup Forever HD. It's very good, full coverage. Then there's the Maybelline Super Stay. This is a drugstore foundation. I believe this is no more than like 13 bucks. You have your Black Opal. Did they do something recently? I think they messed up recently. I'm not too sure. But you have your Black Opal. Again. Ooh. Okay, it's raining. Oh, you have your Anastasia. You can go with that. I mean, I don't really hear many of the beauty gurus talking too much about the Anastasia, but Anastasia gives me really good results whenever I use it. And there's a slew of other stick foundations that are very easy to use. So I would just go with a stick foundation. And the great thing about a stick foundation is that you can use it as both foundation and contour. What you would do is get your obvious skin color or skin tone for your foundation, and then you would bump it up. You can use it actually for all three in some cases. You can do your skin tone, you can do your highlight, and you can do your contour color. So yeah, it's very simple, girl. It's simple. Keep it simple, sis. So today I'm going to use the ColourPop No Filter Foundation in the color Dark 169N. It's a little light for me. but it's fine. Y'all, you know I don't know how to match my foundation. This is a little light, but how to match your foundation. You should put it here and match it to your chest. You see? That's why I usually, like, when I put it on my face, it looks so much lighter, but when I put it on my chest, it kind of blends in. But that's what you should match it to. Some people like to match it on their jawline. You let it melt in. It's all up to you. And then I'll use the medium dark 117 to do my highlight. Right, you see? And this is like mad simple. And I'm doing like, it can be messy. Go messy. There's no reason why you shouldn't be messy. And then depending on how you want the foundation to glide on, you can put a little bit of serum on your brush in order to let it glide on, or you can do it with your fingers. It's totally up to you. I'm trying putting the serum onto the brush for today. And play around with your stuff, right? I'm doing YouTube videos, but I'm really learning in the process. I'm going to use the Fenty Truffle Matchstick for contour. Now keep in mind, we're not doing a season 10 beat today. That's just like super extra steps. Anything that's wet should be set with something that's dry, right? So what I like to do is just use my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish and put it all over. You want to set your under eye because you don't want it to crease. So I take a little bit of my banana powder, or with this one, this is the Sasha Buttercup powder. And you look up, and if you want, you can take this down to here. It's totally up to you. And now for the rest of your face, that's when you go in with this Mineralized Skin Finish. And I just use a big round fluffy brush, swipe it on here. And I like this because sometimes if I went a little too light on the foundation, this will add in some color. Y'all, it is really raining. So you let this bake on your face for as long as possible. You dust it off. In this case, I didn't let it sit in for too long. I dust it off. And now you can do your eyebrows. Or if you are one of those people that did your eyebrows already, then you would do your eyebrows. I'm gonna do my eyebrows off camera and I'll be right back. So you did your base. Now you're just gonna move on to adding just a little bit more color onto your face. What I like to do, just to keep it very simple, sis, I do the same Mineralized Skin Finish, only I go medium dark. And that's what I use as my bronzer. And I take a smaller brush, sink in my cheeks, and just give myself a little bit of color. And you can go all the way in. You can use a bigger brush. It's totally up to you. Now, if you want to do shadow, this is my biggest advice. Just do one shadow. You can build up this shadow to make it look like you have dimension in your eye, but just use one shadow. You can swipe a shadow with your finger. You can actually use your brush. It's totally up to you, but just use one shadow. That's my biggest advice in terms of keeping it the most simple. You do not have to prime your eye if you don't wish to. There are plenty of people that don't prime their eyes and just slap a shadow on, because we are just keeping it simple, sis. That's it. We're not even going to prime. We're not going to prime. What's the point of priming, right? So you just swipe it on. You can swipe it on, girl. If you want more pigment. And then just blend it out. Remember that contour you did earlier? Bring your eyeshadow into that contour. So you see you have just one color on your lid. That's it. Don't worry. We're gonna just bump it up a little bit more, but we're not gonna be doing much. We're gonna keep it simple, sis. You already know. So you take a brown eye pencil, and I've already demonstrated on this eye what it would look like. So I basically just took a brown pencil, went on the bottom, then went on my tight line, and then you smudge that out with either your finger, it's up to you what you choose to do, or a brush. And then the trick is you drag that out so that it almost creates, you see, a wing. And then you go on the top and you smudge that out. You move on to blush. My go-to when I'm in a rush, and if you've already watched some of my other videos, you've seen me use this before. You can use whichever one you choose. I so happen to have one that was exclusive to Makeup Shayla, and you know that I'm a big supporter of her collaborations. So get yourself a little Tarteist palette or any other palette that has a highlighter. We could have very well used the contour that was in here. I just chose not to this time around because I wanted to show you something different. There's a blush. You accentuate, and it literally tells you highlight, you know, correct, accentuate, yeah, right? I think I might have switched around some of the pots. I'm not too sure. So yeah, so in terms of blush, you just take your little blush brush, go into accentuate in this case, or whatever color you have, and dab it on. And remember, you have that bronzer on already, so you're kind of just building up on that. I have a lot of hyperpigmentation here, so just don't pay attention to that. And then you take your highlighter, and you can go in with your finger if you want, and just dab this bad boy in. Melt it into the skin. You can choose to do this if you want. It's already shiny, so I'm just gonna act like that's on purpose. You can choose this part here. You see, it's like where the light basically hits. If you want to, you can just apply a dab up here for some highlight. And I'm just really taking whatever's left over on my finger and I'm swiping it. Now remember, we're not going full glam, so I'm not going to do lashes, and I usually honestly don't. So I'm gonna go in with my Glossier and go into the lash. That's it. And find yourself a go-to lip gloss or lipstick. I'm gonna be using the Fenty Gloss Bomb. It really does suit any look, and it's 1, 2, 3. It's really easy. And that is it, sis. Keep it simple, sis. Keep it simple. And you look made up. You can go to work with this. You can go on a date with this. Girl, you know I always say a date because clearly I'm a romantic, okay? But you can do whatever you want. You can go out with your girl, sis. You can go to an interview, sis, with this. Like, it's not a lot of makeups. It's not over the top. And honestly, it's really like 10 steps, okay? Like at best 10 steps. And you can, what's great about this is that you can add or subtract any one of these steps if you wish. The great thing about makeup is that you can use it in many different ways. You can apply it. There's so many different applications and they all give you different results. You can go totally toned down and subtle. You can go all the way glam. There are some steps. There are some people that do like 13, 14, 15, 20 steps to just have a very simple makeup, no makeup look. And there are people that do a 1, 2, 3 step that sometimes don't even apply foundation and they look like they have an editorial look. So it really all depends on how you choose to utilize the steps and how you choose to apply your makeup and, you know, to do your application. So I hope this helps you in some way. Keep it simple, sis. Just keep it simple. All right. If you found any value in this video today, please give it a big thumbs up. And don't forget to press that notification bell so that you can be notified as to when I do one of these videos. And of course, I cannot leave you girls without saying de-stress and be blessed, girl. Bye.